Oh, hey there, folks. This is Jarrod Alberich, the Yard Sale Artist, here with another Death Probe Inks live stream for you. Hope everybody's doing good on this Friday evening. I got my page from Cold Lightning here from Wendell Cavalcanti. He's the penciler. The writer is Allen Plexico. I've got some of my favorite kind of markers and ink pens and all that fun stuff. And so I'm just going to do a little Friday night ink in here with the sounds of Joe November as per my usual. And I welcome anyone to come on into the chat, ask questions about making comic books or anything else. Anybody that wants to stop by and chat is welcome to come on in. With that, I'm probably just going to get started. Always start with my framing devices first. Wendell's got a pretty good 3-panel layout for me here. Happy Friday to Courtney Holland, who's the first person in the chat. Thanks for stopping by, Courtney. As usual, Courtney, when the music starts back up here momentarily, let me know what you think about the volume level, please. Do I need to turn it up a little, down a little? Just let me know. We've got that Joe November going on. That is what his SoundCloud page looks like. I encourage everybody to head to soundcloud.com/Josephline99. Josephline 99. All right. Thanks for the sound check, Courtney. You are the best. Courtney, you're going to have to let me know what you and your brother are up to today. Hope it's a good day for you. Inking has begun. First line is down, ladies and gentlemen. I do like this song right here, this beat that Joe put together for On Her Majesty's Secret podcast for my video game documentary. If you haven't checked that out, I did a 4-episode by the decades, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, covering every James Bond video game on our podcast over there. And this is the original theme for that documentary that Joe did for me. It's so good. I love it so much. It was a big undertaking, but it was fun to do. All right, Courtney, I'm putting that comment up on the screen. Courtney says that we got to get a live rap one day of you and Joe. Maybe someday we'll have Joe come on the show, lay a beat, and I'll just free flow and see what we come up with. Joe is going to be on an upcoming. We're going to be recording with Joe, not next week, I think, but the week after, because he is going to be on one of our Crusademas episodes this December. Which, spoiler alert, we record early. We record our Crusademas episodes throughout the year. So we'll be talking to Joe this week for Crusademas. All right, so a little bit of a cheater. Welcome, John Bay, to the chat. John is asking, is this Shipwrecker? No, this is not Shipwrecker. This is Cold Lightning by Van Plexico. The third and final issue. And I'm getting close to the end. That's page 19 of the third and final issue. So after this, there's 3 more pages to go. But now Shipwrecker's coming along good, John. Mark's actually inking himself on that one. And he's got pretty far, too, out of all the pencils are done on the 48 pages. And then I think he's inked up to I think he's over halfway on it. Page 30 or something like that. Things are going good there behind the scenes on Shipwrecker. You got that right, John. The never-ending stories. And as usual, we are listening to some smooth sounds of Joe November. I'm going to show you his SoundCloud page. There it is. I recommend anybody go over to soundcloud.com/JOSEFLIN99. If that's too hard to remember, just go to SoundCloud and search Joe November. You'll find it. That's his page. John says he's just chilling out, eating some Taco Bell. I don't know if we've had a chance to talk since then, John, but you are now supporting my son because he has a job at Taco Bell. In fact, he's at work right now at Taco Bell. All right, all the panel layouts are done. I'm quite certain that Dad Rap is in this. I have a Joe November playlist. I'm quite certain Dad Rap is in there. All right, thank you, Courtney. Yeah, Jordan's doing good. Likes his job at Taco Bell. Joe November. So what is everybody up to this evening? Thanks to the person who just dropped a like on the video. It's awfully nice of you. So we know what John's up to. John's eating Taco Bell, straight chilling. Probably enjoying these Joe November beats that I keep talking over. Courtney, what do you and Jason got going on tonight? Oh, what you podcasting on tonight, Courtney? Courtney says she's got her podcast a little later on. Is that your wrestling podcast, Courtney? You have to refresh my memory on that. John's drinking that Dr. Pepper. Well, all right. Courtney did confirm that she has got her wrestling podcast tonight. Feel free to talk about that podcast if you like, Courtney, and I'll put it up on the screen so anybody who stops by or maybe watches this later can know a little bit more about your wrestling podcast. Have no problem giving you shout outs. And same thing with you, John. If you've got an upcoming convention, I'd love to know about what that will be. I'll share that up here as well. And yes, I definitely hurt my hip at Charlotte. In fact, John was just asking. In fact, I just had my VA appointment finally this week to look at it, and it's actually doing better. I think that's the VA's plan, is like make you wait so long for your appointment that you actually heal yourself. But we did an X-ray on my hip and everything, only to find out that basically I'm getting old. Apparently, I have arthritis in my hip, and arthritis of the hip. I think back in June they determined that I probably injured a ligament or a tendon in it. That just takes a long time to heal, apparently. Yep, basically, I'm getting old. Oh, here it is.
Now, I'm an old
Everything
gamer.
you've been looking forward to. Here's the dad rack.
40s. Time to tell my story. I'm a gamer in my 40s, and it started with Atari on a black and white TV, and man, I'm not even sorry. It was red square versus blue square, and imagination had to take me there, except for black and white TV.
While we're listening to the dad rap, I'm going to put up the info on Courtney's podcast.
I had to pretend that gray square was Indiana Jones. Next came Nintendo. Talk about my mind blown. We had Link, Metroid, Castlevania, and Mario. How many lawns did I have to mow to get my hands on just enough dough? Man, you don't even know, but I did it for show. And I took my hard-earned cash to the store, ran upstairs with my new Nintendo, moved all my He-Mans and G.I. Joes, hooked it all up, and what do you know? Same black and white TV, man, it's got to go. Oh, snap. What I just see? Portable Nintendo, and it's waiting for me. They call it Game Boy, and I can't wait to see all the sweet games that can travel with me. We're talking Zelda, Batman, even Tetris for free. Man, I'm hip deep in game ecstasy. First, I gotta buy some AA batteries. Let's see how amazing it can be. Power it on, and what do I see? A black and white screen staring right back at me. Now it's high school, make a minimum wage. Bought a color TV to join the modern age. I scored a used Genesis and I thought I was all that, because I could use the Blood Code and Mortal Kombat. Got 16 bits on my color screen. I'm rocking something called Blast Processing, a blue hedgehog who runs really fast, but Nintendo hits back with a link to the past. I'm addicted to that Zelda, so I got to run out and get that Super NES, yeah, that's no doubt. I keep glancing at my Genesis, man, what's next? Sega answers back with a 32X and a Sega CD to slap on the side. Man, Sega really knew how to pimp out that ride.
Highlight of everybody's day.
Now I'm in college, Auburn University. My roommate has a PS1. Best roommate, showing up for class and making good grades. It's really hard to do when you're tomb raiding caves. That Sony game system, man,
That's the joint.
Metal Gear Solid, that game was on point. Castlevania, Symphony of the Night. There's no rhyme here. It's simply the best game ever. Nintendo drops the N64. Ocarina of Time, man. Need I say more? And in these college years, no party was fly unless somebody busted out that golden eye. Now I'm married, scoring a PS2. Made sure she was a gamer before I said I do. She's into RPGs like Dragon Quest. I'm telling y'all, this girl's the best. I'm in the military, and I'm in Iraq. Seems every GI has an Xbox in their pack. That sucker weighs 15 pounds, that's the truth. It's the only gaming system that might be bulletproof. I finished my war, headed home at last. Got a big stack of games for Dreamcast. Underrated system with some really great games. D2 and Dino Crisis, just to name names. Out of the military and its civilian life. Just me, my boy, and of course my wife. Upgrading now to PS3, 360, and of course a Wii. Keeping up with my faves like Castlevania, Tomb Raider, and Legend of Zelda. The wife is still rocking her RPGs, playing with the boy with the Lego series, and along with PS4 and Xbox.
Funny, I just rapped about her playing with my son. I'm talking about Jordan with the Lego series. And right now, as I'm inking this, she is out playing with our next son, Jay, Lego Star Wars Trilogy.
So here I am,
still true.
2 kids. Not a lot of time for gaming, but I can squeeze it in and get a couple hours like once a month. Can't game all the time, but it's still fun. My last few rhymes are for the youth, so listen up while I drop some truth. When you're playing online with an old man, maybe take it easy on him whenever you can. Yeah, you're better than me. You play every day. I've got work, wife, kids, and bills to pay. So before teabagging me and calling me new, remember the old gamers who built this for you. Gaming, it got a hold of me.
Gotta go to the chorus.
I found my first love with Atari. Yeah, that flows better. Yeah, that's a dad rap right there.
I gotta start rapping about my bad hip. Is that what you're telling me?
Good luck, Joe. I love you.
Little dad rap with the bad hip. Oh, man, I thought I must have like knocked that sucker out of joint, fractured it, something. She's like, the doctor's like, nah, dude, you're just getting old. You got that arthritis, son. This is the most depressing visit I've ever had to the doctor.
To the eternal complexities of the inferior mouth.
Fresh.
All right. So we've had our dad rap for the evening. John with a hip hop joke. I love it. I love it. I love it. As a reminder, everybody, that you can check out these sweet jams. These are Joe November's beats. Joe and I have been friends for 22, going on 23 years. And this is his SoundCloud page. Just go SoundCloud, search Joe November. He's got tons and tons of beats. Awesome stuff. Support my buddy Joe. I greatly appreciate it.
Check it out, yo. Yo, here we go, yo. Check it out, listen to this.
Let me tell you something else, Courtney. Jacob was at Heroes Con, and he was doing some art himself and just doing some really cool stuff. I picked up a couple commissions from Jacob. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree on that one. That kid is talented just like his papa.
I leave a lasting impression. Some remember the deliveries and others the aggression. From the fat woo, that weight man overboard. Some niggas is just liabilities I can't afford. In my solitude, the authority wrote it for you. What I do is a little something to listen to. That boom back in this, you need to listen to this. Time to bubblegum radio hits, music for kids, hard snares and hard kicks. Jay from Jersey, the collective. Listen to this, you need to listen to this. You want it like that? We got it like that. This ain't no Dom Perignon sipping kind of rap act. There's more kickback, feet up, and no contact. Cause we don't share common ground, so don't dare to compare. Take a picture, don't stare. I'll leave an autograph and stay off the Bozak. Or get thrown back like Bomber Jack and call your mama's house and not you coming back. You couldn't hack it, hit with a hard fact. It's real work and not acting. 100-pound sacks and bars strapped to my back, kid. My fate condemned to carry more weight than that. Listen, pressure had a pretty face. I press it in the mattress. You can't match his style or attack this. Must have skipped the class when they covered the bases. Cause now your foundation's covered in cracks and false statements. Didn't have to check the facts, man, you're so whack. It's blatant. Probably best to get the stepping or get buried in paper. That boom back in this, you need to listen to this. Time to bubblegum radio hits, music for kids, hard snares and hard kicks. Jay from Jersey, the collective. Listen to this, you need to listen to this. We burning midnight.
Oh, wow. Check that out. Jacob made probably $400 on the show. Woo, go Jacob, go.
Go for mine before y'all can even get a word in. Push them C's back in the closet or out the window.
I know I bought 2 pieces from him. Get over there just counting them stacks.
Drop the mic and move the hell on. People said hip hop died. Peace to those that held on. I rhyme exceptional. What you speak, I take exception to.
That's a good idea, Courtney. Start his college fund. Yeah, I'm going to put one of the banners up for the Long Box Crusade. There you go. Check us out at Long Box Crusade on social media, be it Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's all Long Box Crusade. Of course, on YouTube, which is probably how most of you are watching this. Just stop by and say hello. We'd love to chat with you.
And if you don't know, now you know, baby. That whole back in this, you need to listen to this. Time to bubblegum radio hits, music for kids, hard snares and hard kicks. Jay from Jersey, the collective. Listen to this, you need to listen to this.
If you haven't already dropped a like on this video, if you stop by, I appreciate it. And if you want to become super cool, then go ahead and give a subscription over there on YouTube to the Long Box Crusade channel. So you make a good point there, John. John and Courtney are talking about pros and cons of college in the chat. And John's talking about he knows a lot of people that went to college, but they don't work in the sector in which they got their degree. And I would definitely be one of those people. I got an IT degree from Auburn University, which worked well for me when I was in the Air Force since I was a communications guy. But I worked there long enough to know that I really didn't enjoy it all that much. So when the Air Force gave me an opportunity to do what they call career broadening, they said, hey, how would you like to be an instructor and get that additional skill code? And I said, of course. And I tried that, and I much preferred being an instructor, which is why to this day, I still teach classes for my local junior college. And I don't do anything IT related at all. And I have an undergrad and a master's in IT stuff.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classics.
I'm very envious of people who go to school for a particular degree and they really love it and it ends up being a career. It's like, man, mine did not survive first contact with the enemy, as they say. As we say in the military, no plan survives first contact with the enemy. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm so interested in IT. But I'm still my neighborhood's company computer guy. Everybody in my neighborhood comes to me when they need help with their computer. Yep. John makes a good point. These days with the internet and media options and social media and all this, he's like he said I can put the comment up. You can start any business you want practically. And you know what? He's absolutely right. What an exciting time to live in. I mean, especially in comics, self-publishing. I self-published my first comic, Hamilton versus Burr, Werewolf Tale. That's something that would have been 10 times as hard, back in the 80s and 90s. It's just technology's advanced to the point where if you have the drive and the will, like John says, you can pretty much rock anything you want. It just comes down to drive and will, really. Tell you what, though, speaking of self-publishing, gosh dang, if paper costs haven't gone up. I was really excited. It was my first published Hamilton versus Burr. I had 500 copies made, and I was getting ready for Dragon Con and realized I have about, 8 copies left. And I was like, wow, I can't believe I sold all those. So I was pretty happy about that. And I was like, well, let me just go reorder. So I went to the same print shop here in town where I ordered my originals, and they're like, gosh, I think they're almost twice as much per copy now as they were when I had that one printed just 4 years ago? Something like that. Goodness gracious, yeah. So watch out for them printing costs up there, folks. They are on the rise. I'm trying to talk myself into ordering another big batch. I'm like, man, that's a lot of money. I like this little upbeat tune from Joe. We use it on our podcast, Comics Book Surprise Attack. Yeah, I think now's a good time to remind everybody where to find Joe. There's his page, soundcloud.com. Search Joe November, you'll find it. I'm head bopping to this one. Check you later, John. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed your Taco Bell. Tell Jacob I said hello. And I love my James Bond from Jacob. But once he becomes super famous in the industry, tell him don't be mad if he sees me sell it on eBay.
Everybody say yeah. Oh, we're gonna keep it rolling, baby. I want everybody to shake it. If you want to stand up, shake it in your seat. It's your thing. I can't tell you who to sell it to, but I'll buy it.
Let the beat ride. Yeah. Hey, let the beat ride. Yeah. Hey, let the beat ride.
So, just as a reminder, if you just tuned in, this is a page of Cold Lightning by Allen Plexico. Wendell Cavalcanti did the pencils. He lives in South America. I am inking it. And speaking of me and Van, if you guys are going to be at Dragon Con this year in Atlanta, Van and I should have tables next to each other. Stop by and say hello. I've got some early ashcan versions of issue 1 of Cold Lightning. Don't know if Van will have his, but I know I'll have mine, so you can get them signed by Van and myself. One of my very favorite Joe beats right here. Use it on Long Box Crusade for Long Box Crusade episodes and Crusader Chronicles, which has recently gone through a name change. Not officially, because the first official name change episode hasn't come out yet, but is being renamed Amazing Spider-Man Chronicles. We've been chronicling our way issue by issue of Amazing Spider-Man. We started in, like 1975 or something like that. We're doing one issue per episode, and we're already up to 1980, moving in towards 81, I think. But yeah, we decided to rename the show Amazing Spider-Man Chronicles since it's very much an Amazing Spider-Man centric show, and that way if people are out there searching podcasts and they go, oh, I want to, show about old Amazing Spider-Man, they'll find us. The title like Crusader Chronicles, not really sure what the show is about. So, it only took us 5 years to figure out our search engine naming maybe not be the best. So we're going to work on that. And thanks for the reminder, Courtney, we do have a Patreon for Long Box Crusade. I will put the banner up. If you'd like to become a patron of Long Box Crusade, support our podcasts and our live streams and all the fun stuff we do, head over to patreon.com/longboxcrusade. You can join for as little as $1 a month and join the Crusaders Club. And you know what? You know what we spend that money on? Well, I'll tell you. We spend it on you, the club member, the listener. We buy raffle prizes with it. We do raffles on our live streams. We use it to, you pay for the shipping for that. We use it for technology upgrades for our team members. So like if you noticed about, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago now, better sound quality coming from Jason the Weasel Skull, that's because we were able to use some Patreon money to buy him a nicer microphone. So again, we don't pocket any of it. We spend it on the listeners, making the audio better. We use it to host StreamYard, pay our hosting fees there. All of it goes back into you, the listener. And we appreciate you, each and every one of you. Just $1 a month goes a long way with us. And you get shout outs on all of our shows. We always is a strong word. The vast majority of the time when we do shows, we have a little segment where we acknowledge all of our Patreon sponsors. And you get that behind the scenes stuff. You get to see all the stuff we post over on Patreon. A lot of it is a little series of videos I do, and sometimes some of the other fellows do one too called I Finished It. Those are little short, like 3 to 6 minute videos. Wherever I finish something, maybe something I was reading or something I was watching, I'll do a quick review on it over there. And then those stay on Patreon for months. We're talking like probably over a year, maybe even over 2 years before they go to the public on YouTube. So that's just some of the stuff we do. Courtney asks how the Weasel Skull is doing. I think he's doing pretty well. We recorded not too long ago, and we will all be live here, streaming on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter this coming Sunday. We're going to do a live recording of an old school, where it all started, Long Box Crusade episode. Check in with us on Sunday, and that'll be at 3:30 Central Time, which would be 4:30 Eastern. 2:30 Mountain, 1:30 Pacific. Love to see you all there. I know Courtney will be there unless she's got something big and important to do. Jason the Weasel Skull is doing good. Yeah, I think we will have a good time on Sunday. Love to see you there. I think the topic for this Sunday said it's going to be an old school long box episode. So we'll take a fairly deep dive into a single issue. We're going to talk about the history around that issue, like what was going on in the world at the time it was on the spinner rack, as far as like movies, music, world events, all that. And it's Avengers 221. I know that because I read it yesterday. And I'll be darned if I can remember the time frame, though, but I think it's around early 80s. Early 80s is what I want to say, like 80. My spider sense says 82-ish. Don't know if that's right or not. Someone would have to let me know when Avengers 221 came out. So I knew going into this one, this would be the most time-consuming panel because it's got all 5 people, medium range shot, and some background tech. Not too bad though, especially compared to some of the other tech I've had to draw on this issue. This one will take the longest. This one will take the second longest, and then this will be relatively quick. Nice zoomed in faces. That's slightly easier to work on. As always, if you have any questions about making comics, happy to answer them. Or, of course, anything else. We talk about everything and anything on here. Movies and TV shows and music and all that stuff. So it came out June 9th, 1981. That's when Avengers 221 came out, according to Courtney, which I believe her. Thanks for looking that up, Courtney. And we'll be talking about that live. All you fine folks on Sunday. Okay, 1982. Either way, early 80s. We're going to talk about that on Sunday. Avengers number 221. Using a really thin nibbed micron for this one. 005, really small. I'm working on these like tiny little details on the face. And the hair. Mm-hmm. Another favorite of mine, Joe. I know I say that on a lot of tunes. It's not Joe's fault he's so talented. Speaking of Joe, checking in one more time with him. That's his SoundCloud page. Check out Joe November over there on SoundCloud. You won't regret it, as I've said on more than one occasion. Almost got 4 out of the 6 time. And I've been at it for an hour. That's all right. Soothing stuff right here.
That's what I should have said.
And again, I know I say this every song, but it's another one of my Joe's favorites here. If it's the one I think it is, which is the Legend of Zelda tribute song.
Link.
Yeah. He uses the audio files from Breath of the Wild.
Hope. The fate of Hyrule rests with you. Open your eyes. Wake up, Link. It is now time for you to defeat Ganon. Link, you are the light. Our light. That must shine upon Hyrule once again. Now go.
I think you are now ready. Ready to
How can you not bop to this beat?
100 years ago. The words of guidance you have been hearing since your awakening from Princess Zelda herself. Even now, as she works to restrain Ganon from within Hyrule Castle, she calls out for your help.
Hurry, Link!
Brace yourself, Ganon.
So you're finally awake. It has been quite a long time.
2, 3, 4, 5. Mr. 6 right there.
Seals the darkness that only the chosen knight can wield.
All right. Oof. Added an hour. 6 characters in. I guess 10 minutes per character. All right. So I'll do this character next. But like I said, I've been running this about an hour. I want to thank Courtney for stopping by and for comic book legend John Beatty for stopping by. One of the best to ever do it. And it's good to chat with you guys. As usual, we encourage you to check out Longbox Crusade on all the social medias at Longbox Crusade, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Check us out. We do a lot of podcasts. We do a lot of live stuff. We do some videos on YouTube. Yeah, we do a lot of fun stuff. And if you want to catch me personally, you can see it right there. I am at Yard Sale Artist, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can keep up with my art and stop by and say hello. Give me a follow. I'll follow you back. We'll chit chat. It'll be good times. All right, till next time. I'll see you. I don't know how to say goodbye. Bye, everybody.